Hello YouTube! I'm going to attempt to do like a tour of all my tanks. Like I'm going to struggle, I've got to move fast and I'll struggle to get it all in. So I'm not going to worry too much about pausing and editing and all this sort of thing. Because I have, at the moment I'm running 24 aquariums. I've got 9 in my house. Well, it's not, it's a bungalow. I live in the UK and it's a bungalow. So I've got 9 in my bungalow and I've got the rest of them outside in my little fish room, like a garden shed. So, right, we'd better get on it. Let's attempt to do this fish room tour or tour of my tanks. I'm nearly always start off with this tank, don't I? So this is my Parachromis Dovi tank. Mr. and Mrs. Wolfie, homebred, and this male is 20 inches. The female must be, I don't know, 14 or whatever. And this is their spawning pot, where she goes into spawn. And I've wedged a piece of wood there so she can get in there. And the male can't when they get aggressive like they are doing. There they go, look. Right on cue. Now, wasn't that good, look? Don't I train my fish well, eh? She's gone there right on cue. That's her safety pot. And these are, I think, they've been spawning last week, but these are fry from weeks and weeks and weeks ago. Anyway, I better get moving on, else we'll never get round all these tanks. So this is, I just moved on to another tank now. Look, I've got a reflection. That's a reflection of my TV. MotoGP's on. That's Mark Marquez. Anyway, yeah, so I've moved on again now. This one's me Rio Mag Umbi. He's a monster as well. He's a 20-incher. I actually think he's bigger than the Dovi. It just seems a lot more chunkier and thicker. So this one's in my lounge. So in my lounge I have two aquariums, one with a big Umbi in, and then another one with the Haitiensis in. And this is the bloody cat that always follows me around, thinking he's going to pinch some of the fish food. Anyway, let's get moving on quick. So this is another aquarium in my lounge. This is a 220 gallon with a sump, and these are my Haitiensis. This is Stan and Hilda. So that they're coming on very, very nice. There's not a lot of change happened in the tank, but it's coming on very, very nicely. With some fry in here, 1 or 2 dotted about. There's Hilda. Alright, Hilda. And there's Stan. Stan matches the substrate, the gravel or sand or substrate I chose to use. So this is Stan and Hilda, my Haitiensis, in my lounge. I'll pan back and to give you a bit of an idea, like I said, I've got 9 tanks in the house, a bungalow, so I can I'll try to give a bit more of a, you know, like show you how I live, basically. Let's just sit back. So another blinking cat house for the cat to live in. This is my sofa, where I spend a lot of my time. I'm going to sit on it. So I'm sat on my sofa, so I've got my TV there. I've got a 220 gallon tank there with my Haitiensis in it. And then I've got another 220 gallon tank there with my monster Umbi in it. The quality of this video isn't very good. And then the missus loves her cats. She loves cats, she does. I'm partial to a pussy or two. So that's the cat's sat on his climbing frame. We have 3 cats. Anyway, so like this is inside my home. So like I said, I've got 9 tanks inside the home. The rest of them are outside in my fish room. So we better get on it. I better put it on pause again. Right, I'm in my bedroom now. So I normally turn the lights off and do the tanks individually. Just want to show you this is the bedroom. Just give you a bit of an insight to how I live. So this is my Trimac. But he looks very tiny. We're calling him Churchill. I mentioned his name before on some of your other videos. Churchill, after the Churchill dog on the insurance adverts. He's looking a bit stressed and dark in colour at the moment, but he does come round and he's going to grow. So this is Churchill. Are you all right, mate? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, he says. So that's Churchill. Anyway, like I said, I've got the lights on. We've got loads of glare, and this I just want to show you a little bit more how I live. So this is the bedroom. We don't have wardrobes in our bedroom. We have aquariums. So this is my aquarium. This is a 5-foot aquarium. It's about 120 gallons, and this is where I'm growing me red dove eye on. But I won't show you them too much today because I'm just talking about the way I live and all this sort of thing. So like, we don't have wardrobes in our bedroom. You can see the glare. Let me switch the bedroom light off, see if the glare will go away a bit more. Probably improved it slightly. So these are the red dove eye. We don't have wardrobes. So what you got to do, and another tank next to it, the Chancho. Monster Chancho, he's waiting for food. I wish I could put food in and that, but I can't multitask. I'm trying to get through this video as quickly as I can. And he lives with all these convicts. They're all coming out looking for food. And I've got a nuisance here. This blinking cat. He thinks I'm feeding the fish. He's after bits of mussels and prawns and that. There's no feeding going on today, mate. We're trying to get this video done quick. There he goes. Look, he walks all over the tanks and pinches all the fish food. But the fish are not frightened because, anyway, he's there all the time. So I think the fish must have got used to people walking all over the tank. Cats walking all over the tank. He's not going to move. He's waiting for his food. I wish I could multitask and feed. I need the missus here, but she ain't here. So how I've got all these aquariums in the bedroom, I've got rid of my wardrobes. And the way to get rid of your wardrobes is get your missus to sell all the handbags and shoes. If the missus sells all the handbags and shoes, you'll have more room for aquariums. And that's a bonus, isn't it? Not only will it save in your wallet, you can have more aquariums. Hey, mate, don't I talk a load of garbage, eh? Well, that's tank. And I've got to move on. We've only done a few aquariums in the house. I've got loads to go at. So now I'm sat on the bed. Just want to show you when I lay in my bed, when I wake up in the morning, what I've got to see there's a 5-foot tank there with a Chancho and the convicts in. Move along, that's my red dove eye. No wardrobes. Sell your shoes and handbags. Move round. This is the Trimac. This is Churchill's. He's hiding in his cave because I'm shouting too much. I'm shouting so you lot can hear me. So I'm not going to pause it this time. I'm going to walk through. I think I've showed, but I've got about 3 more tanks in the house to show. Right, this is my hallway. There's Wolfie. We've seen you, Wolfie. Wolfie's in the hallway. Move round. This is a spare bedroom. This is where the missus has to keep her clothes. So this is the spare bedroom, and that's Beryl. Beryl's about 13-inch male jaguar. Some regular people already know Beryl. And that's a female. These fish breed all the time. I have that many fry, I can't cope with them. But at the moment, we have got no fry in it. They're all looking up at the surface of the water because they want feeding. But I ain't got time. I'm trying to rush through this one. I ain't got time to feed them. But this fish has got such a character. He's such a character. Now, like, if you put your hand in the aquarium, he's going to have you. He's going to bite you. No ifs and buts. He'll bite you, I'll tell you. If you watch some of my past videos, people love to watch me getting bitten. But I'm not getting bitten today because I'm trying to rush. Right, I'll turn around from this jag tank now. I'll just show you, this is the bedroom. The missus has to keep her... There's my wardrobes. There's me in the mirror. You fat ugly git. Anyway, there's the wardrobes. Sell your shoes. Anyway, what the fuck? Sorry. What am I on about? Let's walk down the hallway. We'll walk down the hallway. And there's Wolfie again. I just showed you Wolfie. We're going here and seeing Botox the Maniac. This is Botox the Maniac. And I've got someone knocking my elbow. Moving the camera. It's this blinking cat again. It follows me everywhere. Oi. Just leave me alone. Anyway, this is another spare bed. This is another guest bedroom. My guests, when my guests come round, some guests will say, I can sleep lovely in your rooms because I can hear water and bubbles and it sends me to sleep. There's your bubbles. But then I got other guests what say, I can't sleep in your room. Can you unplug that fish tank? And I say, you can bog off, mate. We're not unplugging that fish tank. My fish tank come before you. You're like, I'd rather keep my fish alive. If you don't like the way I live, don't bother coming. Anyway, I'm being rude and not being whatever. Anyway, I'll chuck some pellets in here. To put it on pause or not. I'll try the pause button. Right, I'll put some pellets in. I've got a handful. This is Botox the Maniac. He was a wild caught. I've had him caught a few years now. He's about 14 or 15 inches. He's wild caught. Jeff Rapp's Red Devil. But the thing what's unusual about this is when all these are Red Devils and Red Dove Eyes and Midas and that peel, most of them lose the black coloration. But I'd like him to be a little bit more red. But he's actually kept some black. Anyway, I better shut up because I'm waffling on and I've got to get through all these aquariums. So, like, in the house, how many have I got left to do? I said I had 9 tanks in the house. I'm losing track of what I'm actually doing. I've got 9 tanks in the house. We've done 2 in the lounge, 3 in the bedroom, 1 in the spare room. We've done I think all we've got to do is the one in the hall. And that's the one with Stroppy in. Stroppy my Flowerhorn. And then we've got to go out into the shed, my little fish room, where there's loads of glare. You'll hardly be able to see anything, like, but that's where I grow all these specimen fish on. Because this is a monster Red Devil. It's not a Midas, it's not a my devil, it's a red devil. But I'm supposed to be showing you more about the way I live rather than these fish, so we better move on. Quick, you're waffling on woods. This is stroppy. Alright, stroppy, mate. So this is my Flowerhorn. He needs a good water change and a clean out. He's the stroppy old cantankerous fish. You put your hand in the he'll bite him, and people say how aggressive a Flowerhorn is. But if I put him in with like a jaguar, well, my jaguars anyway, and dove eyes, he would not stand a chance, not a chance. Because when these dove eyes get really, not dove eyes, when these Flowerhorns, in my opinion, when the Flowerhorns get really big, they get clumbersome. It's full of attitude, really full of attitude. He want to kill anything he can see. It's like having the gear and no idea. Maybe it's that great big noggin on his head, like in his brain, he thinks he can kill everybody. But I know if I put him in a tank with a red devil or any of these big cichlids, they'll absolutely kill him. And people say that they haven't got a very long lifespan, but I've had this one a few years now. I've had a few problems with him. I've always managed to bring him round, but this tank needs cleaning. That needs hoovering out. Look at all that poop. But look, I always look at his poop. That's good poop. If it's got white stringy poop, then you got problems. Now that is a quality poop. Right, we're leaving Stroppy the Flowerhorn tank, and we're going to go down the bottom of the garden and see my little fish room. So let's take a walk. We're on the way down the garden to have a look at the fish room. This is going through my little dining room. But before we go, we'll have an update on my patio pond build. So here we go. Let's walk around here. So a month or so ago, I did a video on building this wooden frame around this tank to make a patio pond, but I never did an update video on adding the water and the plants. So we've got these marginal plants. Inside there I put breeze blocks and patio slabs and stood the plants on top. We've got water lilies down the bottom. But we're coming to the end of the season now, so this isn't looking very good. It's only been running a month or so. So hopefully next year it'll look good. We've got 6 to 8 tiny little goldfish in there. I'll put some food in. There they go. Little tiny goldfish. It's not big enough for anything else. I mean, I'd love a koi pond, but that's another day. So this is my patio pond update. Anyway, let's get down that fish room and get this video going. So here we go into the little fish room. Now people, my regular viewers will all know all it is a garden shed, and we'll take a look inside. I'll open the door. So we'll try to go through these tanks. There's 24 tanks in here. We've got 4 foot by 18s, 2 there, 2, 4, 6. Got 6 2x2 on top there, another 6 2x2 down there. We've got 3 foots here, another 2 up there, and then down the bottom we've got a stack of fry tanks. Anyway, I'll go in and see if we can get some pictures. Right, we're in the fish room now, and I'm going to attempt to go through these tanks. So this is what I call Wild Warrior. He's a male umbi. He's in a 6 2x2, along with a load of fry, and the female. Isn't she looking blonde, eh? You ought to call her blondie. So they're in. This is a Wild Warrior. Is a son of my large Crazy Joe in the house, and he's looking stunning. I reckon he's actually better looking than his father, but his father's getting on a bit and got battle scars from over the years. So they're going to outgrow this tank, these two will. But if anything was to happen to Crazy Joe, if he dies of old age or a problem happens with it, I've always got a backup. So this is Woad Warrior. I'll put some food in down this end. I'll give him some. I'll have to waggle my finger in. That's a mussel, another mussel. The male's got them both. Like I say, I keep repeating myself, but I can't do it. But I'll put some in this other end. See if the female can get here first. There, she's got hers. I always make sure. There's a bit there. Nobody's got that bit. Yeah, she's got it. Anyway, when I'm feeding all on my own, I always make sure they both get plenty of food. But when I'm doing a video, you know, it's more difficult. And then I've had people comment to me, well, the female didn't get none or the fry didn't get none. But when I've not got a camera in my hand, I always make sure everybody's well fed. Anyway, we better move on quickly. So this is one of the tanks in my fish room with homebred umbies in. Right, let's move on. Right, so I've moved down the rack. This is another 6 foot tank, and this is Little Morris. I've had Little Morris a very long time, and he's doing well. There's a little baby dovi in there. So Little Morris is a Midas. He's about, I'd say he's about 11 inches, and then his females I've got them divided because she got some really tatted up fins and that, and I was trying to see if they'll heal up. So this the little dovi here, not sure on the sex yet, but it's getting quite big. They're from Mr. and Mrs. Wolfie. They were put in here as feeder fish actually, but they get cunning and move on. So that's my female Midas. And this is Little Morris. Alright, Little Morris. Yeah, he's a nice old fish, Little Morris is. I'll get some pellets. Put some pellets in here for Little Morris. There we go. And that little dovi's getting the pellets as well. Some pellets in the other end for the female. See, I think I've missed the blinking hole. I'll sort that out later. Otherwise you get smelly pellets. But anyway, you know the score, all you fish keepers. So that's Little Morris. I call him Little Morris because if anybody followed my channel from like about 3 or 4 years ago, I had a massive Midas and he was called Morris. So this is Little Morris. Anyway, I'm going on too much of each tank, so I'm going to have to move on. Right, all I've got in this tank is basically a bunch of small convicts, what like are growing out, like, you know, like everybody loves the convicts. I just use them as like diver fish and that, as you know, with my big chancho. I have convicts in with them. Very adaptable, easy to look after fish. If you're new into Central American cichlids, get yourself some convicts. Easy to look after and breed easily. Anyway, let's move on. Right, this is another Rio Hondo Carpenters. This is a lot smaller one from a different batch. But I'm growing him out to see, he's getting quite big. He's about 5 inches, 5 or 6 inches. Doing nicely, so I'm growing this one out just to pick my favourite sort of thing. I like to pick a favourite, then just see if I can grow it to full potential. So he's doing really, really nicely. But he's not as big as the other one by no means. He's probably from the same. They come from Cichlids of Americas. So he's probably from the same parentage, but he must be a lot younger because he's a lot smaller and I bought him at a different time. Anyway, let's move along and show you some more tanks. I hope I'm not going on too long. Right, this is just a baby like about 3 or 4 inch Rivolatus Goldsome, if you want to call it green terror, whatever you want to call it, the Goldsome. I just picked that one up from my local fish store. There was a tank full of these green terrors, and there was all black and stressed, and this one was colouring up, so I assumed it was a dominant male. So I thought, I can't go home and leave him there, I've got to bring him home. Anyway, it's a rubbish aquarium to watch at the minute, but everybody loves Goldsome green terror, don't they? So let's get on with this one and keep going. So he's got a long way to go yet. Right, I move around now. This is my grow out Jaguar tank. So I've grown them all out in this tank with all these plant pots and hiding places. A good way, if you want a breeding pair, this is how you do it. You get a tank full of pots, loads and loads and loads of hiding places, and then the pair off. So I've got a pair in here, but I don't really need them, to be honest. I've already got the bigger pair in the house. So there's Cichlids in there as well. So these Jaguars are doing nicely. They're some of the larger ones must be 6 or 7 inches now, and they're like, I put some pellets in there, like they're at breeding size. So that's a dominant. You can tell the dominant ones. So that looks like the dominant male. He's got loads of pattern. That's it. The male and the female. The male has more jaguar markings. That's where they get the name from. Jaguar, as in the cat. So that's the dominant male. And then the female, below the lateral line, the female doesn't have nowhere near. That's a female. Doesn't have nowhere near the markings as what a male would have. But to be honest, like, I think this is a female Cichlids. Well, she's the boss of the tank, but they're all chasing one another at the minute. But I always find like that see that one, that's a female, that little one. Anyway, let's get some more pellets in so they don't fight over the food. Yeah, so that's me grow out Jaguar tank, and I've already got the big Jaguars in the house, so some of these are going to have to go. But anyway, it's an interesting tank. To be honest, they don't normally chase one another just as much as this. Them two are the dominant ones. Let's move on. Right, I moved up a shelf, and this is a young male bean eye. Let's put a pellet in for him. But he's not coming. He's shy. He's not normally shy, but I think when you've got the camera in the face, the fish know it's different, don't they? I'll see if I can encourage him to come up this end. I normally like put my finger here, waggle my finger in, then put the food in. Now he's not come in. You're not getting no air time, mate, until you grow a pair. He'll grow a pair because they get really big and aggressive. The bean eye. I love bean eyes. Anyway, let's move along. So this is my biggest and favourite carpenters. Rio Hondo carpenters from Cichlids of Americas. I've got quite a few coming on, but this is my favourite one. I'm going to put a pellet in. I'll waggle my finger in, chuck the pellet in. He's let me down. Don't your fish let you down? He's taking it, but they're not as hungry and as they're not as hungry and aggressive as the food. With the food, as when I normally feed them on my own. It's if they know. Like I don't normally talk like this when I'm feeding me fishes. You know, so like I've got a camera stuck up at the tank, and I'm talking loud, so you lot can hear me. So he must know there's something different going on. That was a pellet. I'll just give him a bit of muscle, but I wouldn't give Carpenters, Texas, and all that lot much meat. It's not part of their proper diet, but I'll just put a bit in because he loves it. So here we go. I've got a bit. I thought he was going to call me a liar then. That's a tiny piece of muscle. But I only do that like once a week or even once a fortnight. If you can see the teeth on him, you can't see the teeth on this. But that's not part of his normal diet. You want to feed pellets. You want to feed pellets nearly all the time. Pellets are the best food. Get a good quality pellet and your fish are going to be healthy. You start feeding them on all these treats. I love feeding my fish treats, but that's when you get the problems. I just chucked another piece in and he's at that, but I'll move across. I've got a divider in here and there's the female and all this root system from this pothos. I call it devil's ivy, but people call it that pothos. Anyway, I've got to get moving on. This is going to take ages to get through all this. Right, moving on to another aquarium now. This is Jack and Vera. He's a brother. He's homebred. I bred it myself. But he's the ones in the house what I showed you earlier. Stan and Hilda. But this is Jack. He's a brother. And then the female, let's show the female. That's Vera. Vera's looking really, really nice. She's looking really good. But Jack, well, he's really nice as well, but he ain't grown as well as the one in the house. What I'm going to do now, my next plan for this tank is to remove a lot of these rocks. It's full of blooming brown algae, but looks absolutely terrible. But when you're pairing them off to get a pair bond, you put loads and loads and loads and loads of rocks in, so they can have battles and fight and build a pair bond. But now I think that I'm confident they have bonded really, really, really well. So I'm confident now. Look, she's showing off to him there, then. You didn't see that. But I'm confident now that they've bonded well enough so I can remove some of these rocks. Look, I'm going to try to grab some food one-handed and put some food in the tank. Come on, Vera. There they go. Yeah, so they're doing really nice. I often have double pairs. I have pairs in the house and then a pair in the shadow. So I've got two pairs of Haitienses. I've got double lots of Jags. I've got a Wild Warrior, who's another male Umbi. I always have a backup thing because sometimes things go horribly wrong, and it's always nice to have a backup plan. So you got a replacement. Anyway. This video's going on miles too long. If anybody watches this from beginning to end, you're a superhero. Right, I moved down the shelf. This is a female Rio Panacu Beanie. She's doing well. She looks a bit stressed and dark at the minute. So it's me shouting away. Anyway, well, she's hiding there. Where's she gone? Anyway, I'll move on to another tank quickly. Right, I've got quite a few monster fish. But I'm finding this aquarium quite... I'm quite enjoying this aquarium at the moment. If anybody watched my last video from a few days or a week ago, this is my new additions. My red tiger motos. I've got 8 in here, and I'm pairing them up. So I've got underneath all them rocks. There's about 6 plant pots. You can see some plant pots there buried. So I bury all plant pots, put loads of rocks in, more hiding places the better. There's 6 red tiger motos in here, darting about. And I'm 100% sure, no, sorry, I said 6, it's actually 8. I'm going to get a breeding pair out of these, no shadow of a doubt. I mean, I've done red tiger motos before, and I had an unfortunate situation, and I lost them anyway. But basically, to me, they're like posh jags. Anyway, I'm showing you a tank with nothing in it. Someone said on one of my videos, you sound like, I've got a funny accent. I'm from the UK. You sound like Alfie Solomon. I don't sound like Alfie Solomon. Alfie Solomon's from the Peaky Blinders. Do you watch Peaky Blinders? Right, mate. You brought me all the way to your fish room to look at a tank, mate. And I can't see any fish, mate. If you grow these out into a breeding pair, I'll give you a tan for a male. Oh, mate. And I'll give you another tan for a breeding pair, mate. God, ain't I an idiot, eh? Why did I do that? Anyway, these are red tiger motos. And they're not coming, they're not playing ball game. So let's move on. Right, if anybody's counting my tanks, I'm going to miss these 3 out. So I've got a little tank here. It's got another Hondu carpenters in. I move up another one. I've got another bean eye there. Actually, it's looking good, but these tanks have not got lights on them, so I can't really film them too well. Look, the HN. Look at that. That's Jack and Vera. That's Jack. Jack keeps looking at this bean eye, but they ain't got no lights on these tanks. The last one, it's actually, look at that little fish hiding under there. That's another carpenter's. Anyway, I thought I've got to show them all, because you always get them people on YouTube that'll count them. Anyway, let's move on. Right, let's try to wrap this video up now. If you've watched this video from the beginning to the end, I've got to hold my hat off to you. So we're back at, this is my favourite tank at the moment. It changes every week. I'm just loving watching these convicts. And this big old chancho sat up here waiting. Let's get some food in him, and he might move. Just waiting there all day. So there he goes, getting his tucker. And I'll put some sinking food in as well. For the convicts. There they go, look, scurrying around underneath him. He looks absolutely massive, doesn't he? If you keep convicts, I mean, these get like 5 or 6 inch. I've seen them with lovely big knuckle. I've seen some beautiful convicts with big knuckle humps in the past. But this chancho, he's a monster. He just looks like, I said it on my last video, but I'll repeat myself now. He looks like a gigantic convict with no stripes. Anyway, like I said, if you've watched this video from beginning to end, I hold my hat off to you. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all my subscribers. And happy fish keeping to you all. Until next time, ta-ra, ta-ra. Say bye-bye to these little convicts.